Welcome back to In the Garden. I am joined with Jordan from Grange Co-op, and today we're talking about all things leaves, all things fall leaves. Obviously, it's fall time. Your leaves are falling off your trees, and there's a lot more you can do with your leaves instead of just raking them and throwing them away. So, Jordan, explain the options, what we can do when it comes to all the leaves on the ground right now.
Sure. Everyone likes looking at the leaves, but once they start falling, not as many people are keen to pick them up. But it is an important resource that I think a lot of people overlook, and they can take advantage of that and also minimize the amount of waste we're putting back in our landfills.
Right. So we have options to help you gather your leaves. We've got these bear claws. Instead of, if you don't want to use a regular rake, you can use a bear claw. Those are fun. And then we have paper bags and plastic bags. What is the difference between these two?
So anytime you have the option, I always prefer the paper bags. They're going to be compostable. They don't have to be broken into or ripped down. That works on two levels. If you have to send it in to be picked up and your municipality allows it, the paper bags are great because worst case scenario, if it goes in a landfill, that's still a little less plastic. Even better if they have green waste like some local places do, they can throw that on there and not worry about that extra waste. You can also save your leaves if you have the room, and that seems a little hoarding, but they have a use. A lot of people who do backyard composting with their kitchen scraps and their lawn scraps will be familiar that too much green matter gives you a very slimy, gross compost that takes a while to break down. You want to balance that with 2 parts brown matter, dead drying stuff like leaves and straw, to 1 part green. So saving that gives you a resource over the whole year that you can use later.
Awesome. And another thing you mentioned was, if you have a lawnmower, you can also mow over the leaves and without a bag attached, and it will spread.
Yeah. When you think about what the trees are doing when they're dropping their leaves, the brilliant fall colors are coming because the tree's no longer producing chlorophyll, that pigment that it needs to produce photosynthesis. Everything that's left, though, those pigments and proteins, are still essential nutrients in the ground. In nature, those leaves would hit the ground, decompose, and all that fertilizer goes right back into the tree. When we bag those leaves up and chuck them out, we're exporting nutrients. We're getting rid of fertilizer, and then we're often paying to reapply those later on.
Well, there you go. So next time you're complaining about having to rake the leaves, you're helping your own backyard. Perfect. All right, is there anything else people should know when it comes to leaves, raking leaves, falling leaves? Is there anything else people should know?
I'd probably do it sooner than later. It's going to get only more difficult as it starts getting wet and slimy. But hopefully with some shortcuts between the mulching, some tools to make it easier, like pop-up containers and bags aren't going to be as difficult to work with, a tarp or two, it can go a lot easier for you and actually reward you in the long run.
All right, awesome. So help yourself out by being prepared to rake your leaves. Awesome. Well, Jordan, thank you so much. If you guys want to learn more information about raking your leaves and all things leaves, of course, you can head to a Grange Co-op store or to our website, KDRV.com. Thank you so much for joining us in the garden.